What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Real Frame Reviews. I'm Scott, and today we're reviewing Ready Player One, Steven Spielberg's newest movie. And for some reason, it came out on a Wednesday, so I acted like it was a sneak preview. Because normally around here, we don't get movies that come out on Wednesdays. Normally, they come out on Thursdays, Thursday nights, and then Fridays, usually when I see it. So it's a special treat to be able to go to the theater at about 11 o'clock at night. My theater was almost empty, but it was awesome to get in the theater and watch this movie right away. I'm a huge Spielberg fan. For those of you who know me, for those of you who don't know me, well, now you know. But Ready Player One is about a virtual reality place that it's set in the future. Everybody is sort of drawn to this virtual reality because you can be anything you want to be, do anything you want to do, really, and everyone's sort of swept up in the virtual reality rather than the real world. And what happens is the creator of this game space called the Oasis passes away and leaves 3 keys hidden inside of the virtual reality Oasis. And those 3 keys will unlock a secret egg that will give you control of the entire Oasis. The problem with that is that there is a group called, I believe it's IOI, that it looks like 101, that wants to gain control so then they can control it and place ads everywhere, I guess. I'm not really 100% sure. But they don't want that business to take over and make it hell, because it's a way for people to get out of sort of the slums that they're living in, or, I mean, whatever, their regular life. So this story revolves around our main character, which is Wade, and his experience inside of this oasis where he has a bunch of friends, and he's trying. I mean, he's really obsessed with this creator of the Oasis, and so he's really into trying to figure it out and try to, I guess, win the contest. Obviously, things get a little bit sinister when the leader of this IOI organization will go to extreme lengths to win, so then they can own it and then do whatever they want with this oasis that has become sort of like this, I don't know, safe space or safe haven for a bunch of people that want to get out of their normal lives, which I already said, but felt like I summed it up not too great. Look, this movie is obviously classic Spielberg action. There are some scenes in this movie, actually most of the scenes in this movie, that are just absolutely so much fun. The race sequence, which I'm sure you probably saw in the trailers, there is a sequence, I don't want to give too much away, but they go into an old movie, and they're like in the plot, in the actual setting of this old movie, and it's awesome. There is so much going on here, and I mean, it is absolutely a great time. However, it has a lot of pop culture references, and I'm not a gamer, so I didn't really get all of the gaming ones. I got the other, I got the small ones like Halo, and Gundam. Like, I got those things. But other ones kind of just slipped right past me, but I didn't care. I was still so into it. I understood that with writing and using a lot of pop culture references, that you're going to hit or miss at some places. Obviously, if you're using, I don't know, the DeLorean time machine, obviously people are going to be able to recognize that, whether or not you've actually seen Back to the Future. But there is a danger that lies in doing that, because people can get frustrated if they're missing too many of the pop culture references and puns. Then I don't think they'll have as enjoyable experience. But personally, I love writing with pop culture references, things that have really shaped the landscape of my movie going experience. And that's why I was really giddy to see that happen unfold in Ready Player One. Also, there is some issues that I had I guess, character driven, and I don't know, structurally that was kind of bothersome. Obviously, they don't really go into a lot of these characters' details, the main characters' details, especially Wade. He talks about things that have happened to him, and we don't really understand, and we don't really feel um, like we would if they had gone a little bit deeper into his backstory. So he lives with his aunt because his mom and his dad have passed away. The aunt is always in and out of bad relationships, and she's in a bad one right now. And we get maybe 2 or 3 scenes with her, and it's like, okay, I really don't care. B, this is not posing any sort of threat to our main character, and C, what is this going to have to do with anything? And indeed, we don't see her anymore, and Wade just doesn't really care. He doesn't care, and I think that was something that was kind of awkward. Like, why would you not care? Sort of thing. But that happens. That happens sometimes when we actually meet the characters, his friends. Some of them aren't all that interesting, and um, I think that, I mean, for a movie that took 2 hours, almost 2 hours and 20 minutes, I think they could have delved a little deeper in there. And the movie is really, really great in its action moments. It's great with its pop culture references, and it's a really good time. It's just, I don't know really what I gather. I mean, I care for the main character and his buddies to a certain extent. And other than that, it was like, oh, okay. I'm really not that interested, or I really don't care that much about what's going on or what's going to happen to these other characters outside of, maybe the main two. But I also understand that it's hard to juggle virtual reality where he's got friends, and then reality where he has friends, so it gets a little bit different. So what you miss in the reality, you gain in the virtual reality. So there's friendships that blossom inside the virtual reality that were a lot better than the ones that are outside, and that balance cannot be easy. But I also think that if you're going to make a film that's this long, you have to have some of that stuff in there, and it just didn't really have it for me. The next thing is, I absolutely enjoyed all the actors and actresses. I think Olivia Cooke is becoming one of my favorite young actresses to come to the forefront as of late, and she was really great in Thoroughbreds. I liked her in Bates Motel. I like her in this movie. I like her in a lot of her films. Me and Earl and the Dying Girl is another great one that comes to mind. Ty Sheridan's okay. He is not my favorite guy. He's not my favorite actor. I don't know. There's something about him that I just don't really gravitate towards. But even still, I still enjoyed his character in this. I didn't feel that connection like I usually do with Steven Spielberg main characters. I didn't feel that connection like I did with like a Roy Scheider, or, Officer Brody in Jaws, or an Elliot in E.T., Indiana Jones. I didn't feel that connection as well as I did in a lot of his other movies. And the bad guy played by, I think it's Mendelsohn. Come on, Ben Mendelsohn. That's it. He's good. I don't think he overplays it. I've seen him in other things, and he's like this stereotypical bad guy, like straight face and stuff. But I actually really enjoyed him as the bad guy in this. His motives didn't seem too ridiculous, and actually his little arc that he has at the end, I thought was well done. So he's in a couple of other movies that obviously you can look up, but I don't think that that the acting was come on, Dan. I actually enjoyed the acting. But going forward, I think this movie is going to be a lot of fun to rewatch, just because of all the references that are in there, and obviously you can't catch them all on first viewing. I enjoyed, like I said, I enjoyed the action sequences quite a bit. I enjoyed watching this movie. I had a really great time. It is not one of my favorite Spielberg movies, but this movie is definitely, I like it a lot better than The Post. I'm really excited to get in the theaters and probably rewatch this again, maybe on a larger format. But I mean, the music again. Sorry, I almost forgot about the music. But Alan Silvestri is my guy. I love his music, and he does a great job in this movie with the music. I mean, the effects are freaking awesome. I love the way they looked. I mean, most of this movie is absolutely great, and it's just some of those characters, some of the backstory, the exposition that they put on us. I felt for a 2.5 hour movie, they probably could have had, probably could have done it a little bit more subtly, a little bit better. But again, Mark Rylance always, man. Since I've watched Bridge of Spies, this guy has blown me away. Didn't really care for the BFG, but still, he was the guy that I gravitated towards in that movie. He is a remarkable actor, and I loved watching him in these scenes. Simon Pegg is in this. He is also great, especially towards the end. It is just he does a wonderful job. But Ready Player One, I'm going to give 3 out of 4 stars. Like, subscribe, comment. Thank you so much. If you saw it, what did you think about it in the comments? Thank you.